Good Saturday afternoon, everybody. Just wanted to give you a quick midday update here. Here is the latest from the Storm Prediction Center. They have now shaved off a little bit of this threat out to our west, but for us here in central Georgia, still the Storm Prediction Center has an idea that maybe some of our western counties could see a strong to severe storm, mainly as we head into the evening. For tomorrow, still looks like we'll just see your general run-of-the-mill thunderstorms, and that should come to an end by around 10 in the morning at the latest. That'll be our latest time frame for that. Then Sunday will shape up to be a not so bad looking day. So here's the latest on satellite and radar. Still this very large system swirling around in the northeast part of Arkansas, bringing lots of heavy rain to parts of the Midwest. Then subtropical storm Olga still swirling around in parts of Mississippi and near the center of circulation here, which is a typical place to see a higher risk for severe weather, seeing a few severe thunderstorm warnings pop up. Good news is we haven't seen any kind of tornado warnings yet throughout the morning. We did see plenty yesterday, but this morning have seen a few severe thunderstorm warnings, and that'll about do it. Going to watch this one line and see how that acts up as it goes through parts of Alabama and the panhandle of Florida to see how that all shapes up. For us, though, we're nice and quiet for the most part for the early afternoon, and we'll increase our coverage of light to moderate rain as we go through the next couple of hours, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here with FUTUREVIEW. So for the early afternoon, not really anticipating any kind of thunderstorm activity. Our instability is extremely low, and instability is the fuel that storms need to grow and become strong. So not going to have much of that as we go through the afternoon. So mainly just light to moderate rain as we go through the early afternoon. And once we get towards 4 o'clock, we'll get a little bit of a lull. So if you are heading out to any activities for today, through the early afternoon and the early evening, starting in the early afternoon and going through the early evening, should be good to go, but grab an umbrella because the potential for a shower to pop up is there. Now, once we get towards 6, 7 o'clock, that's where the story changes a little bit. This is going to be our time frame for the potential for some severe weather. Starting around 6, 7 o'clock, this first leading edge of our front will knock on our door in our westernmost county. So we're talking Upson, Taylor, Macon, maybe Crisp and Dooley, Peach County, up towards Lamar and Upson County. As we get towards 8 o'clock, we're really going to have to watch for the potential really for straight line wind gusts. That's going to be our main threat that could warrant for a severe thunderstorm warning. When it comes to our tornado potential, it's not zero, but it's also on the very, very low end. But it's something that we're still going to watch. We'll have to see if our environment can get enough shear to create the potential for a tornado warning. That seems to be a very low end risk right now. Straight line wind gusts seems to be the largest threat. So once we get towards 10 o'clock, that will push off to the north and east and head into our eastern counties. So we're talking Johnson, Baldwin, Washington, and maybe even Telfair and Wheeler County as we get into 10 and 11 o'clock. That's the first line. Second line will knock on our door as we get towards midnight and push through off towards the north and east as we go through the early morning hours and should be out of our way by around 5 or 6 o'clock. Once we get past around 1 or 2 in the morning, I don't think we're going to have enough instability at all to deal with any kind of severe weather, but some storms on the stronger side, gusty wind with any of the storms that fire up today, definitely possible. By 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, we're good to go, and Sunday shapes up to be an okay day, and then Monday we'll just bring in a small rain chance, but our severe threat should be said and done by around 2 o'clock in the morning. So this is kind of to wrap it up and put it all in a little bow here. Several rounds of storms for today and into early tomorrow morning. The first round will come around 6, 7 o'clock and push out by around 10, 11 o'clock in some of our eastern counties, and we'll get the second round to knock on our door around midnight. So everything should come to an end by around 10 o'clock in the morning, but the severe threat should be over. We'll really make it around 3 o'clock in the morning by now. Main threat is going to be gusty wind and heavy rain, but a brief isolated tornado can't be completely ruled out. That threat looks to stay mainly west of Macon.